हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल मैग्नेट माइंड सॉल्यूशन। आज के इस वीडियो में हम करने वाले हैं क्लास 10 इंग्लिश फर्स्ट फ्लाइट चैप्टर नंबर 2 नेल्सन मंडेला लॉन्ग वॉक टू फ्रीडम के क्वेश्चन आंसर। ओके, चलिए फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हमारा, वेयर डिड द सेरेमनीज टेक प्लेस? कैन यू नेम एनी पब्लिक बिल्डिंग इन इंडिया दैट आर मेड ऑफ सैंडस्टोन? आंसर, द सेरेमनीज टुक प्लेस इन द कैंपस ऑफ द यूनियन बिल्डिंग ऑफ प्रिटोरिया, the Parliament House in New Delhi, the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi, the Supreme Court of India in New Delhi, and Madras High Court in Chennai are some examples of Indian public buildings that are made of sandstone. Next question, number 2. Can you say how 10 May is an autumn day in South Africa? Answer, 10 May is an autumn day in South Africa because of this day there was the largest gathering of international leaders of South African soil for the installations of South Africa first democratic non-racial government. Next question number 3. At the beginning of his speech, Mandela mentioned an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks of at the end? Answer, by human disaster Mandela means to say that colored people have suffered a lot due to discrimination in the hand of whites. He considered it as great glorious human achievement that a black person become president of a country where the blacks are not considered as human beings and are treated badly. Next question number 4. What does Mandela thank the international leader for? Answer, Mandela felt privileged to be the host to the nations of the world because not too long ago the South Africans were considered outlaws. He thus thanked all the international leaders for having come to witness his investitures as president, since this event could be considered as a common victory for justice, peace and human dignity. Next question number 5. What ideal does he set out for the future of South Africa? Answer, Mandela set out the ideals of poverty, alleviations, removal of suffering of people. He also set the ideal for a society where there would be no discrimination based on gender or racial origin. Question number 6. What do the military general do? How has their attitude changed and why? Answer, the highest military general of the South African Defence Force and the police saluted Mandela and pledged their loyalty. Their attitude towards black had taken great change. Instead of arresting a black, they salute him. Question number 7. Why were two national anthems sung? Answer, on the day of the inaugurations, two national anthems were sung, one by the whites and the other by the blacks. This symbolized the equality of blacks and whites. Question number 8. How does Mandela describes the systems of government in his country in the first decade and in the final decade of the 20th century? Answer, in the first decade of 20th century, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their defense and erected a system of racial dominations against the dark-skinned people of their own land, thus creating the basis of one of the highest and the most inhumane society the world had ever known. In the last decade of the 20th century, the previous system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedom of all peoples, regardless of the color of their skin. Question number 9. What does courage mean to Mandela? For Mandela, courage does not mean the absence of fear, but a victory over fear. According to him, brave men need to be fearless, but should be able to conquer fear. Question number 10. Which does he think is natural, to love or to hate? For Mandela, love came more naturally to the human heart than hate. Question number 9. What twin obligations does Mandela mention? Mandela mentioned that every man has two twin obligations. The first is to his family, parents, wife and children. The second obligation is to his people, his community and his country. Question number 12. What did being free mean to Mandela as a boy and as a student? How does he contrast this transitory freedom with the basic and honorable freedom? Answer: like any other kids, for Mandela also the freedom meant a freedom to make merry and enjoy the blissful life. Once anybody became an adult, then antique of a childhood looks like transitory because most of the childish activity is wasteful from an adult perspective. Once you are adult, then someday you have to earn a livelihood to bring the back on home. Then only you get a honorable existence in the family and in the society. Question number 13. Does Mandela think the oppressors is free? Why not? Answer: Mandela does not feel that the oppressor is free because according to him an oppressor is a princery of hatred who is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. He feels that both the oppressed and the oppressed are robbed on their humanity. Next, thinking about the text. Question number 1. Why did such a large number of international leaders attend the inaugurations? What did it signify? The triumph of? Answer: the presence of large number of international leaders was a gesture of solidarity from international community to the idea of the end of apartheid. It signified the triumph of good over evil, the trump of the idea of a tolerant society without any discrimination. Question number 2. What does Mandela means when he say he is simply some of all those African patriots who had gone before him? Answer: Mandela want to pay his tribute to all the people who had sacrificed their lives for the sake of freedom. He feels that he is some of all those African patriots who had gone before him because those heroes of yesteryears had paved the path of cooperation and unity for him. Therefore, he got the support of his people to be able to come to power to bring equality for his own people. Question number 3. Would you agree that the depths of operations create height of character? How does Mandela illustrate this? Can you add your own example to this argument? Answer: yes, I agree that the depth of operations create height of character. Nelson Mandela illustrates this by giving example of great heroes of South Africa who sacrificed their life in the long freedom struggle. India is full of such examples. During a freedom struggle, there was a galaxy of leaders of great character. Probably the officials of British rule created so many men of such character. If we compare this with the quality of political leader India is having today, then Nelson Mandela seems to be absolutely right. Question number 4. How did Mandela's understanding of freedom change with age and experience? Answer: with the age, Nelson Mandela realized that he had a lot of responsibility of his people, his community and his country. As a boy, Mandela did not have a hunger for freedom because he thought that he was born free. He believed that as long as he obeyed his father and abided by the customs of his tribes, he was free in every possible manner. He had certain need as a teenager and certain need as a young man. Gradually, he realized that he was selfish during his boyhood. He slowly understood that it is not just his freedom that is being curtailed, but the freedom of all blacks. It is after attaining this understanding that he developed a hunger for the freedom of his people. Question number 5. How did Mandela hunger for freedom change his life? Answer: Mandela realized in his youth that it was not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but the freedom of all blacks. The hunger of his own freedom became the hunger of the freedom of his people. This desire of a non-racial society transformed into a ritual, a self-sacrificing man. Thus, he joined the African National Congress, and this changed him from a frightened young man into a bold man. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.